Oh, we got a Muslim. Hey, what's going on, Abdul?
What up, bro?
What kind of Muslim are you? Sunni?
I'm just Muslim.
Are you Quran only?
I'm just Muslim, man.
Do you follow the Sunnah?
Look, I'm Muslim, bro. Like I don't know how many other ways to say it. Like
Hey, he don't get
Oh
it.
no,
Do
we established that you're Muslim. I'm asking you, do you follow the Sunnah now?
I follow whatever the Prophet Muhammad taught.
That's in the Sunnah, right?
Whatever name you got for it, bro.
All
So
right,
that's a
cool,
yes.
cool,
That's a yes. That's a
cool.
yes.
Yeah. So, can you tell us what happened to Jesus? I got about 30 minutes. I've been waiting on this for the longest.
According to the
Logic
Quran,
hogged up. Logic hogged up all my airtime, man.
according to the Quran, what happened to him?
Yeah, sure.
Well, they thought people wanted to crucify him. Allah saved him from that, only to send him back later on in time to kill the Dajjal. There you go. Simple.
Is that historically accurate?
It's irrelevant whether it's historically accurate or not.
Why is that? Do you think that
Because
crucifixion is a historical event?
because historically speaking, we all come from apes. Is that true?
Historically speaking, we all come from apes.
Yeah, it's based off science and historical proof. We all come from apes. Is that true? Do you believe that?
So that would be a science. That would be a scientist's opinion. That wouldn't be historically
It would be
speaking.
historic because they would have to check fossils related to humans back further and further in time. Yes, that would be historic.
And is that true or is that false?
Oh, they say it's proven, so that's irrelevant.
No. Just because they say it's proven doesn't mean it's a historical fact. So if it's not a historical fact, then it's not.
According
Then
to
it
them,
can't
it's
be
a historic
historically
fact, yes.
speaking.
According to them, it's a historic fact. Yes.
Okay. Well, we're not having a conversation on what, according to what someone else thinks. That doesn't matter. So we're talking about historical facts. Is it a historical fact that Jesus was crucified?
There's no historical fact that Jesus ever existed. Honestly.
Are you a Muslim?
Of course I'm Muslim. What I'm saying is there's no proof outside of our religious books, historically, scientifically, any other way you want to speak of it, that he ever existed.
Do you know who
None
Tacitus is? Do you know who Tacitus is?
Please enlighten me.
Okay, so Tacitus, right? The Book of Annals. He wrote this somewhere between 80, somewhere between 8060 and 8080, right? And he wrote in the book, and he wrote about Jesus, and he wrote about the crucifixion.
He wrote this in AD 80 or AD, you said between AD 60 and AD 80.
So Tacitus passed away in 8120. So anywhere between that time of when he was born, around 8050 and 8120, he wrote about Christ.
He was born 20 years after Christ had already passed. Yet he was able to write a testimony,
About
a book,
Christ.
if you will, a guy he'd never met.
Okay, so did Muhammad not?
That's my point. So if you're gonna
did Muhammad speak about somebody he never met?
exactly. So this is my point to you. If you're gonna disprove Islam using that argument, this is ridiculous because you don't have writings from anyone that met Jesus. The reason I know this is because the
Matthew,
oldest
Mark, Luke, and John.
Okay,
John,
and find me a copy of that book from the time of Christ.
What do you mean?
The oldest scripture you all have.
The book wasn't
oldest
complete.
scripture.
The book wasn't complete during the time of Christ. It was completed after. So
Okay,
you
so
won't find
Jesus
that.
had nothing to do with these writings then, because if it was, it'd have been completed upon his death.
Jesus had nothing to do with Muhammad's book.
He had nothing to do with the Bible either. You just said he's not the author of it, so he didn't tell you to write it.
Your argument is disproving your own religion. I'm confused with what's going on here.
No. What I'm telling you is, you said it's that historically accurate. That's how we got on the topic of
Did Jesus exist? Yes or no?
Prophet Isa, alayhi salatu wasalam. Yes, he existed.
Okay. Was there an event by the name of the crucifixion that pertained to Jesus?
Sure.
Okay, so Tacitus in his writings is very valid because even your Quran attests to a crucifixion with Jesus.
Okay, and
Correct.
that means that it
So
had to
you
be
can't
Jesus.
claim that Tacitus didn't know what he was talking about because your Quran
No. I'm not.
says that there was a
I'm not saying he
crucifixion
didn't know
with
what he was talking
Jesus in
about.
it.
What I'm saying is you're trying to make it seem like Islam is wrong because Prophet Muhammad came 400 years after Christ or 600 years after Christ. And in return, your argument is, well, this guy who was born 20 years after Christ died said this. That's an illogical argument. You're basically arguing me
No,
against
no,
that
no,
statement.
no, no, no. So when you go to non-Christian sources outside of Christianity and you get historians writing about the crucifixion of Christ, right? Even when your book admits that there was a crucifixion with Jesus in it, then we would know that these people are actually speaking of an
The
event that
Quran
took
doesn't
place.
say Jesus
You,
was crucified. It said it was only made to
I
seem
didn't
that
say
way.
that. I didn't say that. I said that there was a crucifixion with Jesus in it. Doesn't your Quran say it appeared as if he was crucified?
It said it was made to seem that way. Yes.
All right. So that would mean that there was a crucifixion that took place with Jesus in it, regardless of whether it was a image or an illusion, right? These people saw Jesus on the cross, correct?
Sure.
All right, thank you. So when we have accounts of people claiming that they saw Jesus on the cross, where do we get that from?
So-called people who were there at the time, but that hasn't been proven either. So,
Tacitus never claimed he was there at the time.
oh, okay. Well, whoever claimed they was there, someone told him. He didn't just think of this story.
I
He
mean,
got that
people were
story.
there to have to see it, correct?
Okay, which of the disciples were there? By the way, I'm curious. Not John because him and Mary left. So besides him, who was there? Or was that Peter she left with?
All of them
John,
were there. All of
all of
them were
My
them.
there.
gosh.
Literally all of
Okay,
them.
I need a Bible verse showing me
But
that.
now,
Then.
well, you got John chapter 19 that tells you John was there.
Okay, no. I'm not talking about
You got
there.
Luke and Matthew that tells you that the disciples watched from a distance along with other women who follow Jesus.
That's
So that
fine.
doesn't
I'm talking
that, so
about
that,
who was
that doesn't
there
deal that doesn't
when he
deal
took his
that
last
doesn't
breath.
deal. Excuse me, Abdul. That doesn't
You're
deal.
not excused, bro.
That
Who was
doesn't
there
deal.
when he took his last breath?
Well, guess what? You're excused. So shut up. So that doesn't deal with what the host is asking you. So stop trying to run away and do the Muslim shuffle and deal with the argument at hand that the host is asking you. Stop running.
That's what they do. You want to run to the Bible, but it's corrupted. You asking me about questions
No.
about the
I don't care
Bible.
about the
The
Bible. Not
Bible
debate
proves
Islam. Let's talk about the Quran, bro.
the
I don't care
disciples,
about the
the
Bible.
disciples,
Talk to me
the
about the Quran.
disciples, the disciples confirmed Jesus crucified. So
Okay,
don't
that's
ask me
fine.
anything about the
They
disciples.
said he died. Okay, that's cool. Allah says in
Yeah.
the
So
Quran
if
he
you
made it
ask
to
me
seem
anything
that
about
way.
the disciples, I'm gonna tell you that they told you he was crucified.
Okay, that's
So
fine. That's fine.
all right.
You
So
said
let's
you
not
want to
talk
talk
about the
Quran. Talk
disciples.
Quran, bro.
We need to talk about your religion. Your
Talk
religion.
Quran, bro. Stop
Everybody's talking
whining and
about.
talk Quran. Damn.
I am. It's just time for you to respond. Go ahead. Respond
Say something.
Quranically.
Asking me about something dealing with the Quran. I mean, you just talk. You just talking about the
I
disciples.
already did. You got to answer the last question without going to the disciples.
Okay, what question is that?
I asked you if people are writing about a crucifixion that took place
It
in
has nothing
Jesus'
to do with the Quran, though, bro. I said
It
ask a
does
question about
have
the
everything to do
Quran.
with the Quran. The
It
Quran states
doesn't,
that it
though.
appeared as if Jesus was on the cross.
Okay,
How did
and
it
that's
appear
fine.
as if Jesus? How did it appear as if Jesus was on the cross?
Because Allah says that if he wanted to be, he could be the best of deceivers. That's why.
Okay, so Allah deceives people into thinking Jesus was on the cross.
Why not?
It's just a yes or no. I ask you why not. It's a yes or no.
Maybe not.
Did he or didn't he?
The Quran says it was made. I've already answered this. The Quran says it was made it was made to seem that way. I've already answered this. You do with that answer what you will, but I've answered that question.
Allah right, so Allah is the best
of
of all deceivers. So Allah is the reason people thought Jesus was on the cross.
Sure.
All right, so Allah is the reason for Christianity. Allah is the reason for people believing Christ died on the cross for their sins.
That's fine.
Thank you. He's the best of all deceivers. You have an immoral God.
That's cool with me too. Except you and you all don't have one.
That's an honest Muslim logic.
There you go. No. I'm curious though.
You said it's okay to have an immoral God. You said that's cool with me.
That's irrelevant. That's irrelevant. I don't. Life isn't based off morality. Where do y'all get that from? Like it wouldn't be moral. It wouldn't be moral to create two creatures and give them the will to sin and allow another creature who you know will allow them to sin to tempt them and then punish them for sinning, for saying, well, you chose that when I gave you the ability to do all of this. That's not moral. But, hey, it is what it is.
Keep talking. You destroying your own religion, bro.
I'm not destroying nothing. But no, and the difference
Go
of
ahead.
this
You got
is
the
that
floor, Abdul. Go ahead.
I haven't. No, here's the difference. I haven't made the claim that Islam was the morality. I never made the claim that Allah was the most moral. He doesn't call himself that. So this is y'all religions being debunked because you just said God is the most moral. You said he's moral,
It
not
says
me.
that it says he's the most beneficent. That's
He is the most
And he's the most gracious.
That means he's the most good. That means moral.
beneficial and good are two different things.
Beneficent.
Beneficent and good are two different things, brother.
Being beneficent is good.
No, says who? Look up the definition of his word, man. Come on, bro.
Beneficent.
Come on, bro. Benefits means he can help. That's what a beneficent is. A person who helps or something that helps. Stop trying to destroy this with your tainted views of what certain things mean. That's your issue.
Okay, so your God can be immoral?
Why couldn't my God can do whatever he wants to do?
He can lie?
If he wants to, then say he would, but he can't.
Is Allah immoral?
Nah, that's up to him. I have no idea what you dictate as morality.
No, it's about what you dictate as
What I see as moral, no, not at all.
So Allah is not immoral.
From my views of morality, let me explain that. You may see him as immoral, but from my views, no. But if he's immoral to you, that's fine.
You don't believe that being a deceiver is immoral?
In what way?
Hold on. Here it is. Watch this.
In what way?
Beneficent. What does it mean? It's an adjective. It's a description, right? Allah's the most beneficent. What is that? Doing good or doing or producing good.
Wow.
Doing good and being good is two different things. Stop being silly, bro. Stop being silly. Stop being silly.
Doing good and being good, Elijah.
So doing good and being good is the same
is
thing.
different, two different things.
Wait, hold on.
So
hold
doing
on.
no. I really want you to comprehend this. Doing good and being good is the same thing.
Wait, Abdul. When you're doing good, are you being good?
Okay, let's talk about this.
Just answer the question. When
No,
you're doing good, are you being good?
No. Because
Okay.
I can cross a lady across the street, and at the same time, I could be the wickedest person on earth. So does that make me a good person because I'm crossing a lady across the street? No, I'm just doing a good deed.
Good, are you being good?
No, because I can be doing good and bad simultaneously.
No. Thank you.
So Allah does good and he's wicked at the same time.
If that's how you see it, bro,
that's what you're saying. That's what you're saying.
I haven't said nothing
to
relate to that. I said he's moral by my standards, but I don't know about your standards. That's what I said.
By your standards.
Let's just sit here and recognize that he admits that Allah created the biggest false religion by accident.
And then he sent Prophet Muhammad,
and he has no problem with it.
He sent Prophet Muhammad. He sent Prophet Muhammad.
He said, and
he sent Prophet Muhammad to correct his own mistake.
How could that be? How do you know that's a mistake?
Who created he created the biggest false religion in history.
No,
and
because
then
he
sent a prophet 600 years later to correct what he already did. You already said it. So you already said he came to correct it.
Brother,
you correct something that's not a mistake.
He came to guide people back to worshiping one God. Allah never told you to worship Jesus. You all chose to do that. He never said, "Hey, look, he gonna die. Worship him because he did all this for y'all." He never said that. You all chose that.
He led them astray.
He didn't lead them astray. He allowed something. He allowed something to happen, and you all were foolish and low.
No, he didn't allow nothing to happen. He caused it.
I have a question. We already.
What happened is this, and I'm going to make this so simple for you people to understand. So,
what you mean, you people?
You people,
we
you know what I mean.
5 more days in February. What the heck you mean, you people?
First off, I'm black too, bro, so I don't care about that Black History shit. I'm over that. Anyway,
on Black History Month,
Anyway, if you gonna sit there and forget all the other stuff, you gonna limit your race, my race, to 1 month, and you wicked any fucking way, and that's sad, bro. But off of that topic,
I agree.
You gonna get us banned. You gotta stop cussing. You gonna get us banned, man. You gotta stop cussing.
For sure. But off of that topic, what happened is this. So after this crucifixion happened, bro, after this crucifixion happened, bro, someone saw a Prophet Isa. right? Someone saw him and was like, "Oh, he's brought back." Simple. Oh, he was resurrected. There you go.
Who's the someone?
It doesn't matter to me.
Well, you're the one who's supposed to account for this sort of stuff.
I don't have to account for nothing. You asked where does the idea of the resurrection come from? I just told
how
you.
in the world did one person say, "Oh, he resurrected," and everybody believed him?
If someone says I saw them, right, and everyone thought this person was the most righteous, a good follower, people thought Judas was a great man until he betrayed Jesus. So all of this.
Ooh.
So you're telling me people hated Judas from the beginning.
John says that he was a liar from the beginning.
I'm not talking about John. I said people. I didn't say John. When I say people, I mean
he's taken the recordings of the apostles, bro.
Oh my goodness, bro.
So here, how about this? If you want to throw away John, how do you know about Judas in the first place?
I didn't say throw away John. I said people. I don't care about John, honestly. I didn't say throw him away.
So where do you get? So who's Judas? Where does he come from? What's your source for him?
Judas is the guy that betrayed Jesus, correct?
Where do you get that from?
No, I want you to listen.
No, where do you get that from?
The Gospel of Barnabas is where I got it from.
So the Gospel of Barnabas. So when did the Gospel of Barnabas? When was the Gospel of Barnabas written, Habibi?
Which one? You want the epistles or the gospel? They were written at different times, my boy.
You said the Gospel of Barnabas. You already told us. So read both, your own statement, fam.
I've read both.
When was the Gospel of Barnabas written?
The Gospel of Barnabas was written, I think it was like 2, maybe 3 centuries after Jesus. I know it's like a century or 2 before Islam.
No, it's written in the 1500s.
Okay, so like I said, a century before Islam, correct? No, yeah, that's what I thought.
No, after Islam.
No, bro, the Gospel of Barnabas was written
after Islam.
Are you silly, bro?
Yes, it was written by a Moor, dude. And even your own scholars say that it is a known.
First off, you don't know one scholar that I follow.
Cyril Glassy, sir. Cyril Glassy. I can actually quote him for you. Because he says that it is completely ahistorical. It calls Muhammad the Messiah, which no Muslim attributes to him, and it is equivalent to the Baha'u'llah for the Quran.
Whoa.
Okay.
So I did that from memory, Habibi. So don't you tell me what I can and can't do. So are you actually going to hold your claim about the Gospel of Barnabas?
No, you asked where I learned from Judas from, and I just told you.
So the Gospel of Barnabas says
First off, son, I never said it was a legit source. You asked where did I learn?
So why are you getting knowledge of Judas from a false source?
Did you ask where I learned of him from? Yes or no?
So you learned about this, a true thing, from a false source?
That's irrelevant. You asked where I learned.
Answer the question, Habibi.
I told you.
Because we're talking about reliable sources.
We never mentioned the word reliable yet. You asked where I learned about Judas from.
If we're discussing facts about historical people, and where we get reliable information about. So here, how about this? How about this? Let's start from the very beginning. Let's turn.
There's no historical fact.
Did Judas ever exist?
There's no proof of it, but sure.
So Judas never existed?
I said there's no proof of it. I didn't say he didn't.
Then how do you know that Judas existed?
Based off of a book that I read. I've explained this. This is simple.
So how do you know whether or not that book is telling the truth?
Did I ever say that book was true? You asked where did I...
Why are you going off? Then why are you going off on it?
Brother, I want you to understand. I want you to understand the question you asked me. Get this
contradictory Abdul off of here,
you like to hear yourself talk a lot.
No wonder this man's name is Abdul. Mute up.
Asked about John.
I'm sorry the middle of my sentence interrupted the beginning of yours. Mute up, Abdul.
Bro,
this is the reason why you have your name. Because you are literally a slave to your own ignorance, man.
That may be fine, brother, but I'm
critically. I'm sorry the middle of my sentence is still interrupting the beginning of yours. I said mute up.
I'm Muslim. I'm 20, and I
don't give a crap. I honestly don't care.
You, bro.
I don't care. I honestly do not care. So what I'm talking about, you're the one making claims. You're the one trying to talk about historical people and what actually happened. Because I asked you what actually happened.
And I told you.
And you're going off sources that you can't even determine which is true or not.
That's irrelevant.
You are
Because the
literally
fact of
going
it is,
off
bro,
of
is
lies,
that
which is typical for you as a Muslim.
you
So
can't
I
prove
want, so
that
I want
anyone
you,
you
so I
mention.
want you, so I want you to prove something historical. Prove that Muhammad existed.
We have his grave. That's hilarious. We know where he's born. We know his lineage. We know people alive today that are exactly descended from him. You do that with Jesus for me. Do that for me.
So here. How do you know that his grave is not something completely made up by the Muslims?
It's already proven. It's already proven. And you know what? You know what's
Prove
even
it.
funny?
Show
You know
how
what's even
show how
funny?
they
Show us the
proved it.
body. Show us the body.
Go to it. I'm not gonna fly you to. I'm not gonna
Go
fly you over
to
there.
it. Go
Go
to
to it.
I've been.
it. Hey, you know, there's a hadith that says, where Muhammad said
Well, hang on.
that none of the prophets.
What book of hadith are we talking about?
Let me land it. Let me just land it, okay? Because I don't remember the exact reference, but
No, I just want to know the book. I don't care about the reference.
I just told you I don't remember.
So it's not Sahih then. Okay, I'm not worried about it.
It is Sahih.
So
It is
from Sahih
Sahih.
Muslim, Sahih Bukhari, Al-Timidi. Which one is it from?
Stop interrupting me now. Stop interrupting me now.
Wait, it's funny
So there's a
because we've
hadith.
asked him for evidence that he can't give us a darn thing except a forgery, and yet
Yeah,
he's
no.
asking you for the same thing. It
And,
absolutely
and all he can give me is a forgery also.
Shut up! Shut up!
Dude,
Shut up! I'm speaking.
You got to. It's so funny. You got to get loud
And
because you're a.
and the
All right, hold on.
funniest
Let
thing
me just finish
is
what I
that
was saying. Let me finish what I was saying.
exactly.
So the hadith
You are a
says
woman.
Muhammad says in the hadith, he says that the prophet's bodies when they die doesn't decay. It doesn't. Remember that life?
That's my favorite one.
And I'm it's funny because
And
in
then
no book of
we said
hadith.
all you got to do to prove that he was a prophet is dig him up and show that he was telling the truth.
So
Since
you
know where his
expect,
grave
hang
is.
on, first off, let me explain this. First off, no book of hadith I read says that, by the way. Secondly, you expect people to allow you people who the only go, even if you were to dig him up today and prove he was a prophet, he could be in pristine condition. You people would still say magic. He was a charlatan. So
Magic.
you expect us to allow you to dig up Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and just destroy his grave while you at it, right? And then still deny the religion? No,
I wouldn't
you're not.
deny it. I wouldn't deny it.
I'd be like,
You
dang,
would.
he
His
was
body,
right.
if his body is still preserved, I promise you, I wouldn't deny it.
You would.
You can't deny that. You can't
It's
deny that.
And that's in your
and
hadith.
the funny thing is because we're actually looking for facts. We're looking for facts.
No, because
But
you
but
haven't
when it
asked a
but when
lot.
it but Abdul is just simply projecting his own blind faith upon us.
How is my faith blind? Everything.
Oh, could you give me a big screen real quick?
Go ahead.
Beggity beg.
Yeah, show me big screen. And watch you show me Sahih Bukhari or Sahih Muslim. Guarantee it. Yeah, I don't read those.
He doesn't read Sunan Abu Dawud.
That's not Sahih Bukhari or Sahih Muslim.
Yeah, then it has to be Al-Timidi, and if it's none of those, then I'm definitely not reading them.
Bro, are you reading? It's Sunan Abi Dawood.
Yeah, I'm not reading that.
I'll read it. I'll read it.
He ain't gonna read
I ain't reading
nothing.
all that. I ain't gonna.
He ain't gonna read nothing.
I'll read it. Sunan Abu Dawud
He don't even read the
1047.
Quran.
If
Exactly.
you say so, bro.
There we go. Narrated Awas ibn Awa. The prophet said, among the most excellent of your days is Friday. On it, Adam was created. On it, he was unalived. On it, the last trumpet will be blown. And on it, the shot will be made. So invoke the blessings on me that day, for your blessings will be submitted to me. The people asked, O Messenger of Allah, how can it be that our blessings will be submitted to you while your body is decayed? He replied, Allah the Exalted has prohibited the earth from consuming the bodies of the prophets. So, according to Muhammad, his body cannot decay.
Where does it say his body won't decay?
Oh my gosh,
The
man.
earth,
What does it mean?
Allah has
Allah.
prohibited the earth from consuming the bodies of the prophets.
If you knew Islam, then you would understand what that means. But never mind it.
Wait. No. Hold on. What does it mean? You know Islam, so tell us. What does it mean?
Then what it mean?
So since you people are so knowledgeable, what
Whoa,
happens?
whoa.
No.
Nah.
What
Oh,
happens to us? And
wow.
no, I'm asking a question because you've already
What does
deciphered this on your
it mean?
own. What happens to
God,
us
how
when
you
we
do
die?
that? That's crazy.
That's
You just jumped
crazy.
in front of the. You just
That's
jumped in front of
mad.
the little. That's tight.
What happens to us Muslims when we go in the grave? Since you people know, tell me.
Nah, bro, you're supposed to tell us,
No,
man.
because
You're the
What
man
does it
with
mean?
knowledge.
you've
You're the man
already
with
deciphered
knowledge.
this
Tell
on your
us.
own, bro.
What
I
does
want
it
you
Tell
to tell me.
mean
us. Tell
that the
us. You
earth
said that we
does
don't
not
know it.
consume the bodies of the prophets in
Okay.
response to, but Muhammad, your body will be decayed. So what did Muhammad mean when he said the earth doesn't consume bodies of the prophets?
I'm asking you. You said I don't know, and I don't read these sahihs, so
You
talk
said
to
that
me.
you're a man of knowledge, that
I
we
am.
know this, and so
I am.
so explain it to us. What does it mean?
In Islam, when a person passes away, there's a certain thing called the trials of the grave. I'm sure you all know this based off how many Muslims you all debate. Correct? What happens in these
In
trials?
order to enter into
Just
Jannah,
waiting on
you
you to
must
answer.
pass the trials.
Just waiting on you to answer though what this means.
No, I asked you.
Okay. All right, man. Well, I think I reached the
So have I, bro. You came up here with nothing, and
Whose live whose
Who?
live do you think
Who
this
came
is?
it's Black Doctor, bro. Would you
Whose live do
please
you think
stop,
this
bro?
is? He came up here,
I'll be honest with you, bro. I'll be honest with everybody. But
left shoulder. Who
I
pressed the
respect
request
people.
button?
he
I
started this
respect
live,
people.
man.
No. Honestly, I respect people who defend their religion. I have no issue with that at all. I pray you keep on doing what you do, and I respect everybody up here. We have a difference of opinion. Islam has proven itself to me. That's my business. It may not be for you. I have no issue with that. But the one thing I don't respect is men who act like legit women. And that's what you are, Black Doctor. Honestly, that's what you are.
Oh,
He
mad.
mad now.
Someone's so mad.
He mad
So
now.
I'm not mad, bro. You're just a very
Ooh,
feminine
Cope,
man.
bro.
Abdul,
You know what? Cope and Steve, my guy. Go kiss
He
the black
mad
stone.
now.
Go on and kiss the black
I
stone if
actually
it'll
want
help you
to
feel
ask.
better.
Hold on, I
Go
actually
on and
want
kiss the
to ask.
black stone if you help you feel better.
I
Oh,
actually
you know
want
what? You know what? How about
to.
this? If you want to talk about anyone being a woman, then why don't you just ask your prophet? Because he was the one who was telling Aisha that he got revelation when he was in Aisha's clothes. So which one is
And
going to be the one acting like a woman, myself or your prophet?
again, bro. If you're going to debate me, and here's
Answer the
why.
question, Abdul.
I
Answer the question.
don't read that
If you
book,
go
bro.
at Big Mad, then answer the
I'm
question.
not mad though. That's
If you
funny.
want to talk about a man acting like a woman, then answer for your prophet.
If
Be
that
a
didn't,
man and answer
if
for your
I'm
female
about to
prophet.
answer it, bro. I'm about to answer it. If it didn't come from the sources that the men has up that I'm up on follows, then I don't accept it anyway. So it's a bland
So
argument.
what you just did is you threw Allah, Muhammad, and the Islamic scholars under the bus. So
No,
before we throw you back to the
no,
black stone, so
no.
before you throw you back to kiss the black stone, I'm gonna
Just
have to
like
tell
you
you the
people
one
kiss
rule.
his crosses.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to tell you the one rule. What you just did is you just stepped into the one rule of the original Quran only Christians. And I'll tell you this, my boy. Nobody, and I mean nobody, gets to throw Allah, Muhammad, or the Islamic scholars under the bus. If anyone has the gall, the audacity is Black History Month, the caucasity to throw Allah,
It is Black
Muhammad,
History Month,
or the
and
Islamic
as long as
scholars
you
under the
people
bus, if
accept this,
anyone is going to throw Allah, Muhammad, or the Islamic scholars under the bus, it's going to be us. It's going to be us.
and after that, I had to shoot him to Mecca.
Yes, sir.
Yo, this picture, man, that killed me.